Hey, it's Jeff with BBQplus. We spend a lot of time out on the smoker, but today I'm double fisting it with two great beverages. We smoked up these Satsuma orange slices and added them to our favorite cocktails. I've got an old fashioned with a smoky orange slice in it, and I got a Smokin Revolver. These are both really wonderful. Check out how we put these together. Hey, it's Jeff with BBQplus. Today we're going to do some drinks. Nothing better than having a little bit of citrus, a little bit of orange, and I've got some Satsumas here, and we're going to turn these into little smoked garnishes for our favorite bourbon drinks. So a couple of different ways that we can add some smoke into these drinks, and you want to be careful because you can go a little bit overboard in this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut these Satsumas just into nice thin little slices. So what we want to do is probably have these, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch or so. You can decide how thick you want to have it. But the idea is that we're going to dehydrate these, and also we're going to add some smoke to them. So you can keep these in your refrigerator and be able to use them whenever you want to kick up a great drink for your family and friends. So next step is we're just going to put these fellas on a tray, and the idea is to get a lot of airflow around these. So I've got a convenient fan. So if you don't have a dehydrator per se, you can just use some kind of a fan, and the idea is to prop these up in some way so that you're going to blow the maximum amount of air over these for a few hours. We want that outside to feel a little bit tacky and to be able to kind of dry out a little bit, and then we're going to put them on the smoker to finish it out and add that great smoked flavor to it. So you can see how I've kind of propped these up. I like using these Tupperware containers with a rubber lid on them because they'll kind of grip onto this a little bit, so that way we don't have these kind of sliding off, because they are going to be sitting here for a couple hours. Just got a convenient little desk fan here. I'm going to kick it up to the highest setting, and just to make sure we got a good airflow going over the top, since I can kind of feel where that's hitting, and it's hitting right in there. So exactly where we want that to be. We're just going to let this run for a couple hours, and off to the smoker that we go with a little bit of a mild pellet on there to be able to give it just the flavor profile that we're looking for. If you have like a peach or some kind of a fruit wood, maybe an apple, that might be nice. I don't know that you want to go with a heavy, like a mesquite or anything of that type, because that might be just a little bit overpowering. Here are the orange slices. We've had them running with a fan for about 2.5 hours to help to dry those out a little bit. And now we're gonna put them on the Traeger smoker. We're just putting those things dead center so they'll get some good smoke, a little bit of heat to dry them out a little bit further, and we'll check back in a little bit. There's our temps, holding right around 150, which is just where I want it to be. Got that good smoke on there. We can see that these are starting to dehydrate a little bit. So that's exactly what we wanted to have happen. And I can't wait to mix up a fine cocktail with them. Okay, now comes the fun part. We get to try these out. We're gonna mix up a couple of great cocktails, a couple of my favorites. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make an old fashioned. Gonna start out with a nice ball of ice, and one of my preferences is Gentleman Jack. So this is a pretty simple recipe for the old fashioned. We've got 1.5 ounces right there of one of my favorites, the Gentleman Jack. And we're going to use some simple syrup, and that's usually half of that amount. So 3/4 ounce of simple syrup to that. And the bitters. So a couple of different ones here. So this is kind of the normal, the Angostura, which has a little bit of an orange hint to it, which is great. And those are kind of the standards. Now, I also found a favorite. We were in at the Different Point of View, which is a restaurant in Phoenix at the Point Hilton, and they built an old fashioned and they used chocolate bitters. So I really like that. So I'm going to use a couple of splashes, 1, 2, 3 of the chocolate bitters. And I am going to put in just a little bit of triple sec into this as well. So that'll add a little bit of that citrus orange as well, but not too much, just a little bit. Now the only thing left is to add our garnish. I'm going to mix that up. So we're just going to take one of our little orange friends here, drop that in. That is a wonderful drink. I can pick up a little bit of that hint of smokiness, so that's good. That just looks pretty fantastic also. So that's one of my kind of go-tos. Really like the old-fashioned, but another drink that I've kind of become a fan of, and we're gonna make one of those up, is called a Revolver. So this is made with bullet bourbon. I think that's hence why they call it a revolver. So we're going to start with some ice, and then we're going to add in 2 parts of bullet bourbon. So go in there. So there's our 2 parts of bullet bourbon, and then Kahlua. So we're going to go 1 part of Kahlua to 2 parts of that bullet bourbon. And that just is, the Kahlua gives it a great richness to it. I really like that. So we're gonna drop that in as well. And again, one of those nice little orange pieces. So I'm gonna call that a Smokin Revolver because we've got that smokiness to it. That is wonderful. That Kahlua, kind of a coffee liqueur flavor to it. Absolutely wonderful. I love it. Give this a try. I hope you like it too. And got a few other ideas too. I've used a cold smoke generator in the past to shoot a little bit of smoke and smoke the inside of the glass. That turns out pretty well. So we might do that in a future episode. But we've got a lot of things that we've cooked up so far. I've got 110 odd videos that are on my YouTube channel. I think you could find some inspiration there to cook something great in your backyard this weekend. But make sure that you also add a fine cocktail to that as well, just to kind of top it off. If you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe, hit the like, share it with a friend if you've got some ideas on what you want to have them cook up with you. And as always, from BBQplus, cheers, and thanks for watching. Yeah, that's good.